What's going on, guys and gals? Welcome to the 2025 North Carolina deer season. It's actually just a few weeks away, out here on some public land. While I was duck hunting this past season, I'd gotten out, was doing a little bit of scouting for a wood duck hole, and came across what looked to be a pretty well used buck bedding area. Lots of rubs all over. I just came from there. I put a camera up probably about 30 or 40 yards away from it, right where 2 or 3 trails come together and kind of go through that area. So got a trail cam out, and right now just trying to decipher different stand or saddle locations, post locations for different winds, trying to figure out a spot where all these trails converge together and pick out a couple of trees for the season. It's kind of open right here where I'm at, behind me, so I got to be very careful if it's the wind blowing in my face towards behind me. I just got to be careful what I'm sitting against, because it's kind of wide open back there. You can see they'll be able to spot me real quick, so that actually doesn't look too bad. You guys, take a look at that pine tree. It is massive. It's every bit a 3-foot diameter pine tree, but it does have this looks like a gum tree of some sort. It's got a missing bark section, but if you look up above, I mean, it's still got some good growth on it, so it's not dead. Not a bad location. That's a big tree I can hide next to, break up my silhouette. But just out here trying to get a few trees marked on Onyx that I can come back to. But there is a ton of tracks coming into this little area right here. There's a thicket right here, and a lot of those trails are coming out of that thicket and going towards this little creek canal off the lake. But looks promising. Just need to pick out some trees for some different wind days, and then kind of figure out my access, either walk in or come in from the water. But I'll get you flipped around, and we can kind of come over here and take a look at some of these converging trails. So we got a few coming in this way. I know it is muddy, but some of these tracks are pretty large. And if you come over this way, here's a couple more. Here's another set of tracks coming out. And if I just keep walking, I'll just run into more. Another set of tracks here going in that direction right over there. There's another set of tracks coming in through here. And guys, if I just keep going, I just keep running into more sets of tracks coming through here. So quite a lot of trails coming in. You can see here. Really good trail system coming out of this thicket here, going back towards the water. Looks like they slipped a little bit coming out of over here on this mud. But yeah, the hard part now is just to figure out a good few trees to be able to set up in. It's going to be very difficult. There's another good trail right here. Man, that's a really nice trail. Coming down here to get a drink of water, I guess. These hot North Carolina days. It has cooled off here lately, so it's not too bad. I think 94 today, but there's some cooling in the future, so it'll play into our advantage so we're not sweating to death up in a tree. But this is behind the camera. It's kind of marshy and got a bunch of sagebrush and stuff. Very hard to traverse through there. There's not really any good trees to hang on. Back off that way. There's not any real good access. It's kind of wet back there too, so it'd be very difficult to get to unless I went way around it to come in. I'll just cross that bridge when I get there, figure out what the dominant wind is for this particular location, and I'll just go ahead and get a few trees picked out. So I'm going to keep looking for the best tree, and as soon as I come across it, pick you guys back up. And alright, well, I think I found a tree that's going to be universal for me for a couple different winds. Those trails, they converge right over here in this area right here. Like, they really get compact. So I should be able to see all through that underbrush. If anything is coming through to head this way, should be able to see them in plenty of time, or at least hear them. It's a little crunchy in that thick area. Lots of leaf debris, so should be able to pick up on them coming in. It's pretty quiet out here, so hopefully that'll be in my favor. There's not road traffic, boat traffic, anything like that out this way. So let's get you turned around, take a look at this. So we got us an oak tree, and if I can put myself right above that cluster right there and keep the tree in between me, and just ease out on the saddle for any shots. About 30-40 yards is all the way to some of that water over there, so they'll be within that range there, and I'm comfortable taking those shots out to 40. So I'm going to ease out of here. I'm going to mark this tree on Onyx and just kind of swing around and look for an entry and exit location that's going to bite right here. So I'm going to get out of here and move on to another location. Or I've got a couple other, I got a piece of private land that doesn't have a whole lot of big bucks, but there's a few working in the area, but they don't tend to really show up until this time moving forward. So that's a good location that's served me well in the past. Got my first buck with a bow in that location, so I feel comfortable about that area. Got a trail cam going. A bunch of does are traveling through there. I've got my camera set up on a feed tree, and it stays out there 365. So may make another video going out there doing a little scouting stand location or tree locations on that one, because I need to go out and change those batteries out. It's getting kind of low, but I like to stay out of good areas. Just kind of use the trail cam to keep me updated on what's moving through. Not really looking for a lot of bucks, just trying to pinpoint, make sure I know where the does are, and as long as those trees start dropping soon, the bucks will be not far behind. So let's wrap this thing up and look for a location to get in and out of here. So we'll see you guys. All right, well, didn't make it very far. I'm trying to get me a little path to get in and out of here as quiet as possible. I think my best option is going to come in from the water, so I'll get you guys turned around so you can see the tree again. That oak tree right there. And this is pretty soft mud right here. I can just come right across here and not really make too much noise, but started clearing this little pathway out, and hopefully we don't cross paths on the day I come in here. But I want you to look at this. That's a good looking track, guys. Pretty excited about that. So I'm gonna get out of here and hopefully not make that much more noise. Just finish cleaning out this little pathway that I'm making, moving some of the larger sticks so I don't break too much when I'm getting in here. And I'm gonna end it here though. We're gonna wrap this one up. I'm on my way out, so just making this little path so I can get in and out a little quieter. But good luck to you guys on the opening day, and we'll see how this spot pans out for us. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.